Hey, what's good guys? This is Chris from WearTesters.com. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. Today we're taking a detailed look at these guys right here. This is the Nike KD Trey 5.7. What a name. I really don't like these long names, but it could always be worse. It could be the Kobe AD and then whatever the they made up. Now real quick, before we get started, I did want to give a quick shout out to our WearTesters Discord community. How? As well as all the members over there. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and what we do here. They actually support the content that we create. If you wanted to help out as well, we'll leave a link in the description box below. It'll take you over to WearTesters.com where you can read about how and why it's important to become one of our Discord community members and what it means to us being one. Thank you so much once again to everybody that does, contribute to the community and all that stuff. It's been great so far. We've only been live for like a few days now, at least at the time of this recording. Man, we have I think it's like halfway to 100 people in there, and everybody's super cool. We debate and we talk about our, not feelings, but like experiences. We don't want to talk about our feelings. I mean, you can, it's okay. But with that being said, this is the latest model of the KD Trey 5 series. It's a series that I usually don't with because they're usually really cheap, not retail price wise. Usually I feel like they're overpriced for what you actually get. I think one of the last ones that we had featured as a review on WearTesters was it was during that whole KD6 era. That already was kind of a cheap shoe with the plastic build and all that, and it was a cheaper version, which is like, how do you get cheaper than that? Leave it to Nike, they'll figure it out. But these guys right here, they did pique my interest because they feature what Nike's calling Renew, which is a new foam system within their more affordable lines. I don't want to say budget. I do want to say budget, but I don't want to say budget because people get mad at me. I don't know why. There's nothing wrong with a budget. There's nothing wrong with saving money.
No, there's not.
There's nothing wrong with living within your means. Don't worry, nobody's making fun of you.
Hakuna Matata.
Yes, that movie was so fun. She didn't like it, but I thought it was fun.
Disasters in the air.
And what exactly is Renew cushion? That's a good question. I'm not exactly sure. There's not a lot of information about it. All I can tell you is that it looks like it's a derivative of Nike's React cushion. You can see the midsole carvings and all that stuff. Very reminiscent of the React stuff. But underneath that, you can actually see the Renew cushion. You can see it kind of exposed right there in the heel. You can feel that it's definitely a different density of foam than the exterior carrier. Like, I know a lot of people don't like translucent outsoles, but this is one of the reasons why they do it, is to showcase the tech. The Chinese versions are XDR, by the way, so they actually use solid rubber and they just kind of do a different color in the rubber. So they still showcase the tech in there. It's just not as effective as this. So that's why they use clear rubber, even though most of the time clear rubber sucks. I don't know if this is KD's actual foot shape or not, like if this is his pressure map. If it is, it makes sense because that's exactly why he was able to wear the KD 4s. Look at that, he's got no toes. He's got no toes, you know what I mean? Because that shoe was a toe killer, especially the pinky toe. Like it curved in exactly this way. It makes complete sense. I don't have a foot that's shaped like this, but KD does. Shout out to everybody that likes the KD 4s though. I know that's a fan favorite. But anyways, what I do think that this stuff is basically renamed, what do they call it? Dual Fusion. That was their kind of like budget cushion and all that stuff a few years ago. I thought that Dual Fusion was a great foam system. I actually reviewed a few of those way back in the day. And what Dual Fusion was a dual density foam setup, much like what this is. So we have the EVA carrier with the softer foam within. And I think that it's going to play really nicely. However, I do think that the shape of everything is very rounded, very tippy, so I'm not sure how stable these are going to be, but we'll have to wait and see. I will play in these and give a performance review as soon as possible. I'm not going to give a time frame and all that stuff because I'm getting old, and yeah, things don't want to work as nicely as they used to. Not everything. Some things work just fine. Now, besides the Nike Renew system, we have a really cool traction pattern, which looks like it's going to work really well. It also looks like it's outdoor capable. It's thick rubber. The grooves are thick as well. I hope that it works nicely inside because, again, it is translucent rubber, and 9 times out of 10, this stuff just does not work very well indoors when there's dust present, but fingers crossed that we're going to be fine. Now, the materials and the build, that's kind of where things get a little bit budgety and all that stuff because we just got like basic textiles. I do think that what's there is going to work really nicely, though. It's going to offer a shoe that requires 0 break-in time. I just don't know how durable it's going to be or how supportive and all that stuff because, again, this is like very cheap and lightweight textiles and all that stuff. But for all I know, it could be like one of those things where you put them on, you play in them, and you're like, well, holy why don't we do this more often? Or it could be the other thing where it's like, this is exactly why we don't see this very often. I do think the shape of things are very weird though, especially in the collar. That's very Adidas, especially right now with the little like swoop thing, you know what I mean? That's very everything Adidas. So I think that that's very strange because Nike normally does not do that. Actually, Nike does do that a lot. Nobody notices because Nike's the king. I do think this colorway looks really nice. I know that that is not anything performance related, but I do think that when you have shoes that are kind of like geared towards, you know, lower price ranges and all that stuff, making them look cool and not budgety is very important. And that's what shoes like this, the Kyrie Flytrap, they're doing a really good job at that, in my opinion. However, this little guy right there reminds me a lot of the LeBron 13. I don't know if I'm the only one, but to me, that's what it looks like. And then you do have a couple of signature touches, one of which is on this little tab right there, which I think is pretty cool. It's got the KD logo, as well as on the tongue. You also have it in the outsole and all that stuff, but it's hard to see because it's all clear. Now, as far as sizing is concerned, they do fit true to size. So for anybody wondering, go with your regular size if you're not able to try these on in store, which is a very good possibility because these shoes right now are pretty much going to be like isolated to big box retailers, not like a Foot Locker, but like a Famous Footwear, a Dick's Sporting Goods, stuff like that, stuff where you can just kind of go in and try shoes on yourself. They are a little bit on the slim side as far as like that overall shape and everything like that, but because of the materials, I think it's going to be fine. I think that they'll break in really quickly and all that stuff, and you should be good to go. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thanks for your support. Again, thank you to everybody that is already a part of our WearTesters Discord community. If you were interested in joining, go ahead and check the link in the description box. We would greatly appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think about these down below in the comment section. Is anybody already playing in a pair? If you are, let me know your thoughts. I would love to hear from you guys. Thank you once again, and until next time, guys, have a good one.
Is this supposed to be like an extra pull tab on the side? Because I don't even think your finger will fit in there.
I don't think it's a pull tab. I think it's just a cool little
Design?
Yeah, kind of reminds me of the KD 11. How it had that little button thingy.
Yes.
Just a little premium touch, because normally they would like leave stuff like that off.
Right.
Because this costs money, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we're talking about a budget shoe, they'll do everything to save money. Mm-hmm. You know, because they're not just Nike, but like any brand, like you're trying to really maximize profits and stuff like that. We've talked about this a little bit before, but like where design teams have like literally celebrated saving 3 cents on something, because that means that 3 cents then goes towards something else.
Right, because it's not just 3 cents, it's 3 cents times however
the
many
production
shoes.
run, yeah, and then that 3 cents again can be utilized somewhere else. And it's crazy to think that 3 cents makes a difference, but to fit their profit needs, their margins that they're trying to hit. That's the thing. Like, they're running a big ass brand like this. There's so many different people. You know what I mean? Like, you got your suits, you got your accountants, and then you have your design teams and leads and stuff like that. And then you have people within just that little section. So people trying to choose materials, trying to choose colors, all that stuff, the actual designer of the shoe. So there's a lot of cooks in the kitchen, you know what I mean? And literally, yeah. And the sucky part is that all of the creatives that are the ones making this product, they have to abide by the suits and the accountants, you know, and what they're saying. So what they say goes first is, this is your money. Boom. Do whatever you can with it. That's what they try to do. So I think though that something like this, Renew, is basically like what React was, which is renamed Lunar, you know, because Lunar is not a thing anymore. React is Lunarlon. It's just a different mixture slightly, and they just slapped a new name on it, and it's great for marketing. It makes it refresh product lines and all that stuff, because it makes it look like Nike's innovating constantly and regularly, even though it's a lot of the same things. And that's not a bad thing. I just think that it's like, it is what it is, you know what I mean? So that's what I think that this stuff is. I think that Renew is rebranded Dual Fusion.
This upper though reminds me of camping gear for some reason. It's like sleeping bags and tents and
little bit, kind of like windbreakery.
Yeah.
You know, it's very cheap. I'll give it that.
And durable.
True. So again, it could be great. This could be one of those shoes where you're kind of like, well, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's perfectly fine as far as, especially performance, because at the end of the day, we're trying not to spend a ton of money. For the most part, a lot of people that play basketball or play any sport, they're trying to get the product they want for as cheap as possible, because you know exactly what you're about to do in those things.
Trash them.
Yes. And so why do you want to spend
Yeah.
180 to 200 or even 150 to 200? But 150 to me seems more reasonable, you know, just because like that's kind of like what I grew up in.
Yes.
Is like seeing a lot of the premium shoes were 150, like those, the 12s. That was 150. Now there has always been shoes under that have been much cheaper that are just as good. Some of them not, some of them are. This could be one of those shoes that is. You don't know. You just you don't know until you try it. There's other shoes like the original Flytrap, where I was kind of like, you know, disappointed in certain aspects of the shoe.
Yes.
But then there was other aspects of the shoe where I was like, well, Like if they could do this and keep it under 100, why are we spending over 100 for the majority of the product? But that's where like Nike outlets come into play. Nike is making so much profit per pair. Their margin is so high per pair that even selling the shoe at the Nike factory stores and clearance stores and stuff like that, they're still earning revenue per pair. They're literally killing.
Nike's never going to be going hungry. Not anytime soon.
No, they might not be satisfied. They might not be hitting their goals that shareholders want, but they're making money. Like they are making money. They're practically printing it. Where's my sweat ones? The most comfortable socks in the world to wipe the sweat off your forehead. No?
No, that was great.
Was it?
I appreciate it.
Do you really?
I do.
Are you being for real?
For real.
You don't sound for real. So if you're being for real, be for real.
I'm being for real.
Are you sure? Because you sound like you're being sarcastic.
You want me to throw some gang signs here? Like,
what?
how for real do you want me, homie?
What?
I'm not putting this in there.
Are you sure? Should we bring up the for shizzle?
No, it's not for shizzle. It was for sure.
Oh yeah. What a lame. Oh man. Yeah, we're not gonna bring that up. So that's gonna take away all your street cred. Not that you had any. Grew up on the mean streets of San Jose. For sure.